Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome for the first time on the podcast, musician Cody Choi.
Yay! What's up? What's up?
Thanks for coming. Oh, jeez, my heater's there. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for that that nice. I almost said guitar solo.
thanks.
Piano.
Yeah, so you're a Choi.
Yes.
So that's Hangul Korean.
Yeah.
Because I have a cousin, Andy and Paul Choi. So let's talk about it. Have you been to Korea?
Yeah, actually, not related to family, but I have been to Korea.
And when's the last time you went?
The first and last time I went was it's actually pretty sweet because this girl that I met in the first grade, she went to my school and I became best friends with her, and she's Korean. Mm-hmm. And I didn't even realize she actually lived across the street from me at the apartment complex we were at until like her mom gave me the address, and my mom was like, that's literally right there. So it was like super like meant to be. And then, they were only there for a couple of years, just to like kind of like have the American experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Which I know a lot of like I guess some Korean families will do that because it's so small.
Yeah, yeah. Do you like Korean food?
I love Korean food.
What's your favorite Korean dish?
Probably kimchi fried rice.
Oh, that's what's up.
Or I just make it a lot.
Kimchi jjigae, the stew. You like the stew? I'm sorry, this is gonna get me gassy. Oh man.
Is it? What is it?
It's this. I feel it already hit my stomach. It's like this oat milk double latte. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So, yeah, and then you you came in hot with that backpack.
Yeah.
Can I grab it real quick?
Yeah,
and then,
grab the pack.
it's
grab
really
the pack.
dope. Yeah.
Watch out for the wire.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We gotta get it like a gaff tape.
Yo, check this out. So this is a special bag.
It is a special bag.
So what's up with this? Like, I've seen this in Little Tokyo.
So basically, they're all made in LA.
Yeah,
from
handmade.
This company, Mokuyobi. I'm pretty sure.
I've been in there.
Yeah, I actually.
Yeah.
So here's the funny thing is, so I was following them for like a while.
Yeah.
But I did 2 modeling gigs for them this year and last year, and so they like they're really nice. It's just like this couple, or I believe this woman Julie like runs the company.
Dude, those aren't cheap.
Yeah, well,
those
they're
bags
they're
are.
like pick 2 things, and I was.
Do you know
like,
how much that bag is?
I don't really.
Hundreds of dollars.
It's definitely a labor of love to make a bag this nice, because I like use it a lot actually.
You do?
Yeah, because I'm like, I just need a backpack.
So what do you got in there? You got a little coconut water. You got headphones.
I got headphones.
Yeah.
I got a bag within the bag.
Oh, there's a bag within the
There's
bag.
a bag within a bag. I brought a second wig in case I was feeling that one.
Oh.
I don't know.
So when did you start doing the wig thing? That's interesting.
Okay, so honestly, I cut all of my hair off the day before New Year's Eve, just because I was like, New Year.
Was Sinead O'Connor bald?
Exactly. I got called by my partner the other day, my little Sinead O'Connor, and I was like, so you like it? Thank you.
Dang. So was that impulsive? Like, why did you?
Yeah, it was super impulsive. I was just trying to trim my bangs, and then I was like, all the dead ends from this year. Yeah, and like, I don't know, like my ex-girlfriend would have hated it, so I was like, let's cut it all off. Like,
Yeah.
But today I felt the wig because I was like, not quite ready. It's not quite the growth I wanted yet.
But it's cool, but it's even better. You could just.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I have a lot of wigs from being a nerd at anime conventions, so.
Oh, when did you get into when did you start getting into animation?
Well, I've always loved cartoons for sure. My mom would take me to like, I don't know, like Studio Ghibli films when they would come out.
Can we give her a shout out real quick?
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out to Mrs. Choi.
Shout out Lisa Choi.
Shout out to Lisa Choi. Where's she at? Is she in Seattle?
Seattle, Washington.
And we'll get to that too. Shout out to Lisa Choi in Seattle.
She's a bike lady.
Hell yeah. And she you have siblings?
I have siblings on my dad's side, but on my mom's side, I'm her golden child.
There you go. There you go. So, you know, you did a good job raising a good kid. She's doing her thing. So what was it like being raised in Seattle? Because you noticed a sticker I had. You're like, oh, that's from...
Henry.
Yeah.
Shout out Henry.
Yeah.
That's an artist that does a lot of stuff in Seattle. Yeah, my mom and dad were bike messengers in the 90s in Seattle.
Yeah.
And so, you know, like when you...
Oh, what do you mean bike messenger?
Like a bike courier? Like,
oh, like couriers. That's what's up.
Zen Couriers. That was our first home. So they managed the bike shop, and they would also like send out couriers, and they were couriers. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, my first home was a bike shop. I love the smell of tires.
Yeah.
And so yeah, Seattle was super rainy, but also super cool. And I've lived like 30 locations within Seattle and nowhere else. So until now.
The most? What is Seattle best known for?
Well,
this is like kind of like a trivia thing.
I'm
thinking of two, but go ahead.
There's a lot of things, actually.
I'm gonna write it down, and then if you get this is a fun little trivia game. I'm gonna write down. I wrote down two.
I'm gonna have to say grunge and
I wrote Kurt Cobain.
Coffee.
I wrote Cobain and coffee.
Coffee's number one.
Yeah.
Those are just the things that I guess I resonate with the most. But there's a lot of things. Costco.
Oh, is Costco from Seattle?
Microsoft.
REI. Yeah. That's what's up.
Amazon.
And then you were raised there?
Yeah. Or is Amazon from Seattle? No, they just took over, right? I can't really remember. I don't really care. But freaking Bezos. But Seattle's cool. It's really small. It's the size of Long Beach, which is where I live. So it's like
damn, you came from Long Beach?
Yeah, I went to Long Beach.
Oh, okay. That's where you stay at, Long Beach?
Oh yeah, Long Beach.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna be
a little bit like
10 minutes.
Wow. Okay. So that's similar to Seattle. Did you grow up in like listening to grunge and all that?
Kind of. My mom had a lot of CDs actually from like the early 2000s and late 90s. And so I feel like just because of my mom being like a youth and young adult in the Seattle scene during that time. She had a lot of CDs, but they weren't all necessarily grunge. Like there was a lot of like Built to Spill or like Sonic.
That's my shit. I love Built to Spill.
Yeah, those were like the first bands that I was really listening to, and she had a lot of punk too. Like I like Your Dead Kennedys. Skateboard. That's cool.
Yeah. Rest in peace, DH. He's been here. The drummer. Rest in peace. But yeah. So rest in peace, DH. But yeah, I grew up. I love Built to Spill. That
I've seen them. Yeah, they're sick.
Yeah, you have. The cover with the blue, like the fairy on it.
Yeah.
And then Modest Mouse.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, there's just like a lot of great music. I guess,
from Washington, huh?
Yeah, and Death Cab for Cutie's great.
Yeah.
They're from Bellingham technically, and technically Kurt Cobain's from Aberdeen, Washington.
So your mom was bumping that. She was listening to.
Yeah. She was just like
all the Sub Pop stuff.
Sub Pop.
Yeah,
is cool.
yeah.
Yeah, Sub Pop is cool. Shout out Sub Pop.
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. And then what about your pops? Did you listen to that? That type of music
I'll
too?
be honest, my dad is a delinquent white man that has a lot of kids, and so I don't really know a lot about him. But my mom's a cool Korean lady, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Who still dates white men, but they're better than him. So.
Yeah. How long were they together? Were they?
Probably just like a couple years. He's actually from Bishop, California. I found out through 23andMe that he's a white Latino man. I thought he was Swedish.
Oh, you went to search for him?
Later? And then I actually found a sister, shout out Sage, who's 4 years older than me.
How did that process work out? Did you how do they do that?
I had an aunt reach out to me because I was just trying to find out why I had rosacea, which is like a skin. It's like where you get like red skin sometimes.
Yeah, well, Koreans get that too.
That too. So double redness. It's because I'm part Irish. But yeah, my dad told my mom he was Swedish, but not Swedish. He's Irish and Mexican. So
you have Irish, Mexican, Korean.
Yeah, that's about it. And a little bit of Japanese because of like history.
Oh yeah. I found out later that I have 10% Japanese.
Yeah, I'm about 10. Probably 5% for me because of the half.
Yeah. Because of the imperialism through history.
Imperialism.
But so that's
still
cool.
happening.
Yeah. Did you that was probably my neighbor Adam. So did you how old were you when you wanted to find this stuff out? Were you like in middle school or high school and you're like, you know what, I want to try to find out?
This was in 2020.
Oh, this is recently.
Yeah, no, I was stuck inside and I was like, my skin was flaring up. So I was like, why can't I get control of it? Is because rosacea is triggered by stress. So rosacea solidarity. You're not ugly, you just are stressed out. And then, I found out through 23andMe I had a bunch of siblings. I had some siblings that I knew about, but I found more siblings. And so I'm glad we did, because those aunts, like, reached out to me, because I guess his dad also had a lot of kids. So, like, every day, I was just telling my friend this morning, I was like, I got a new notification in my email, and they're like, 20 new relatives were just added to 23andMe. I'm like, is this, like, normal?
On the Korean side or the Irish?
It's all on the Irish,
It's
Mexican
on the Irish.
side.
It's on the Irish side.
Yeah.
Damn.
So I'm like, hi everyone.
Did you meet them?
I would like to eventually. I am supposed to meet my sister, I guess, at some point, and she has a son now. So I'm like auntie vibes.
Dang.
Like, let me be an auntie.
Where they stay at?
I think everyone's in Washington or Oregon.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then like I know I have some family in California,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's the whole thing. Like it's been 4 years of information, so we're figuring it out.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm 25, so like it's kind of like all a little late but new at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
yeah.
I got the rest of my life to meet these people.
Yeah, you do. And then the internet, and then you got Expedia.
Yeah.
You can just get a flight.
It's a little bit like being adopted, I guess, sometimes.
Yeah.
And then finding like other family. And
Do you
like,
want to link up with them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Because that's something. Do you really want to do that?
My sister, I never met her, and she is also gay, and she has 2 wives, and is covered in tattoos, and also plays music.
Oh, that's what's up.
I know. I was like, we should hang out.
Yeah, for sure. Now, speaking of music, when did you like start getting in, like doing, like creating your own music?
Creating my own has kind of been like a fragmented process because like I've always like been interested in music.
Mm-hmm.
I liked how you played piano because like
Oh,
I don't know,
you.
Koreans always got a piano in the house, so I always played piano.
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
And
That-
so
or a karaoke.
we have
machine.
both. Yeah, so singing and playing.
Yeah.
But I started playing in this little like band with my friend in middle school. We're still best friends too.
What was the name of the band?
Llama Bomb.
That's up. Shout out to Llama Bomb.
Llama Bomb. Jack Christian.
Yeah, you guys record some stuff like some.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. We're like 11.
Damn! Check out Llama Bomb.
Check
Get
out Llama
yours
Bomb the
today.
band. Yeah.
You got like an EP or something? A couple songs?
It was like singles, I guess.
Singles?
We were just putting stuff on YouTube because we were
So how many
kids.
members were in Llama
Just
Bomb?
us 2.
Yo, write down Llama Bomb.
Honestly, we've thought about like doing some stuff with it because I've had this.
That's tight.
Yeah,
name.
he plays guitar and like does art, and I always played bass and did art, so we would kind of like fuse it together.
What's the significance of the name? I like the name Llama Bomb.
I think we were just kind of into llamas in 2011.
Dude, that's a cool name.
Yeah, or you know the YouTube animation Llamas with Hats?
She might.
Like Charlie the
She's
Unicorn?
around here more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that era.
Yeah.
It was a very hyperactive
Llama Bomb.
cringe era, but I was in middle school. But yeah, we had that band. And we really we got into this band called Ween.
Yeah, I know Wayne.
And so we just we wanted to be like a duo band.
Yeah, Wayne
And
is dope.
We love Ween. Anyone who knows me will be like
Wayne.
probably annoyed.
Wayne or Weezer? Definitely Wayne.
Definitely Ween.
Over Weezer, yeah.
Weezer, that guy has some very interesting lyrics about half Asian girls, but
Oh, yeah.
go off.
So is that a fetish for him?
That's probably a fetish,
Yeah,
right?
it's a fetish, yeah.
But it's like, I mean, we're adorable. So
yeah.
but still kind of weird for a white man to make their... Anyways,
Or
this is a diss track
write
to
lyrics,
Weezer.
To write lyrics about that?
Yeah, I'll write my own lyrics back. It'll be
Yeah.
a diss track.
And then there's a band called Half Japanese, too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so there's a band called Half Japanese.
But Ween definitely...
How'd you discover Ween? Dude, you're that was like ahead of your time. This is stuff before you're even around.
That's so funny.
Ween.
I used to go to use CD stores a lot. And so the criteria for me in middle school was, okay, I'm going to go to, because, you're in Seattle and there's only so many places you could go.
Mm-hmm.
So you go to the same places. And The criteria is it had to be a weird band name. Yeah. It had to have a weird or interesting album cover.
Or animal.
Or something weird, you know. And then it had to have like a lot of tracks with weird names. And the first album, God Ween Satan, is all of those. It's like 25 tracks with a weird little demon guy on the front that just says God Ween Satan in like bright neon pink. And I was like, I need this. And it's their first album. And I was like, this is amazing. But then it kept happening. People would show me more albums throughout the years, like White Pepper by Ween. Amazing.
Are you in a band? Are you and Chloe doing something together?
Yeah.
Why don't you and Chloe just you two form a band?
I mean, Chloe's pretty sick.
And I came up with the name for you and Chloe. You could shoot it down. If you guys form a band, you would be called Ottersicle. Like a sea otter.
No, I know.
Yeah. Ottersicle. Get yours today. Chloe and Cody.
Like an otter cycle? Like a cycle of
otters?
Like on a bicycle eating popsicles?
Like a popsicle or a sickle, like a weapon, too.
I guess otters kind of look like
a
popsicle.
Yeah. I'll talk to Chloe about it, too.
Oh, you talked to her about otters?
No, I just came up with that right now. I came up with that right now.
I'm like, I too talk about otters more than the average person probably.
What, sea otters?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up.
They're so cute. There's two kinds, river otters, like those videos where people own a river otter and they feed them like salmon.
In
Japan.
On YouTube, there's a channel that popped up and this dude lives with like
two of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love those otters. I'm subscribed to those. Shout out to those otters.
What channel is it? I watched that too.
I think one of their names is like Momo maybe.
Or something, but then he like spoils them like
they go to like the spa. Like I wish I could be that otter.
I know, and then like for their birthdays he'll like give them like sushi.
And they have like little whiskers. They look like my cat, like.
But they're like pretty domesticated. Like they're like dogs and cats. They like sleep in the bed with the guy.
Yeah, I don't really know about like why he has the otter or like if it's like okay, but I assume it's all good if he's spoiling them that much. So
yeah, how'd you discover that?
My algorithm, like
my algorithm did that too to me.
It's just like otters and I don't know, ASMR otter.
And then it's so weird. Could they read your brain? Like because I wasn't looking up otters. Yeah, it just popped up on my algorithm.
Like read your mind?
I don't know why. I mean, maybe I said otter or something, and then the phone it picked it up, or
like I feel like animals are kind of psychic for sure.
Yeah. Do you have pets and stuff?
I have 3 black cats, but only one of them is the background. This is Bean.
Let me see what's up.
That's Bean.
Oh, cool. Green eyes.
He has green eyes. He's a Cancer.
Yeah.
With a Taurus moon. I saw a meme today that was like, if you want a man to stop talking at the bar, mention your cat's or astrology or your cat's astrology sign. And I was like, I do that to literally people to attract attention. I'm like, what's your cat's sign?
Yeah.
I need to know.
What's we're Virgos in here. What are you?
I'm a Taurus.
Oh.
My cat Gizmo's a Virgo.
Oh.
He's 13.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all 3 black cats.
Okay, I didn't mean to cut you off though, but so back to the music. So,
oh, that's okay. That's okay.
So do
you also have ADHD?
Yes.
Yes.
How'd you know?
But Asians don't go to therapy, so.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
But how'd you know? Yeah, I'm all over. Like people comment on like but do you see right there? It says don't interrupt guests. Listen.
Oh, no, because I feel like I will interrupt someone, but then I'll go back to it. So I'm like, when someone does that, and I'm like, we're gonna go back to it.
I went back to it, but I'm on
We're on Neurodivergence.
Well, no, I do take I do take meds.
I take Lexapro.
I'm on Lexapro too.
Hey.
Yeah.
My mom and I were both on Lexapro.
Well,
we're Koreans on Lexapro. Like that's kind of amazing.
That's a cool band name.
Koreans on Lexapro. She would probably think that'd be a sick punk rock band name.
Dude, Koreans on Lex.
Koreans on Lex.
Lexapro.
Lexi.
Yeah.
But yeah, the music, we did a duo band because of Ween. We were recording on 4-track, and when we were 18.
Dude, that's what's
because he was also my neighbor at this point. We lived near
4-track
Chinatown also
Hell
in
yeah.
Seattle. So I was like, we're just living. Mm-hmm. We're just being kids. And we're taking a lot of psychedelics, I suppose, and smoking weed and listening to Ween.
So
as you do when you're 18.
Psychedelics?
When you're 18, you know.
Like acid?
More like mushrooms because Washington.
Yeah.
It just grows from the ground.
So like have you ever had bad trips on it?
I'll be honest and say I would have graduated high school if I didn't take so many psychedelics during high school.
Did you tap into the rave scene at all?
I was definitely a raver. I don't know if you can tell, but
I
was a hardstyle raver though. I listened to hardstyle.
So what is hardstyle? What is that?
Hardstyle is like the dude bro subculture of like
drum and bass.
It's like, like happy hardcore.
Yeah.
And it's like all cute. That's fun too.
Is that Simply Jeff? What does Simply Jeff spin?
I'm not sure who that is.
Oh, that's like electro break beats. Like
I'm a little tapped out, to be honest, because
yeah.
I'll go through like ADHD, hyperfixations on certain music.
Yeah.
But from 14 to about 21, I was very involved in the underground rave scene in Seattle.
For sure.
And then LA, and then I thought literally raving was Fat Pants and Candy and 90s music, and then my friend was like, no, LA and Seattle is just a bunch of hipsters who are obsessed with the 90s. Like it's like house and like EDM, and I was like, my mind was just like blown. I was like, people aren't dressed in gigantic pants all over the country. Like,
I went to the raves when I lived in Arizona, and then a couple in San Diego, but I remember then my homies got into the ketamine scene.
Yeah, I kind of tapped out around when ketamine started getting involved.
And then I got worried about them because, like,
they're like lying on the floor.
They're drooling.
And you're like trying to help them, and someone's like, no, leave them. Like they're just in a cave.
But they're like zombies.
And I'm like, what do you mean leave them? They're doing this for fun.
No, I'm like, I thought they were like in a coma or something, but they're drooling.
I guess it's like what the effect you're trying to go for.
I guess.
But also, I guess some people can do ketamine as like a therapy. So I guess don't knock what you don't try.
So was it?
Maybe I should do ketamine.
So like, how did you even get into that scene? Like, did you get see a flyer at a record store? Or?
I honestly would see like my friends in high school, like freshman year, post these like sick photos at like raves.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I want to make those bracelets. Like.
Did you do the whole? Were you one of those?
I had some friends that knew how to do a little bit of that.
They knew to do the.
They're like doing all kinds of like. I've given one or two.
Boom, boom, boom. They fucking
melting some faces.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just found out about it because I went to an alternative school where you can kind of make your own schedule and you call the teachers by their first names, and it's like a public school. So like, I basically didn't go to school ever and would just smoke weed and hang out with people, and so going to raves was kind of like a byproduct of like. Degenerate.
Yeah.
I got nothing to do. Let's freaking go.
Let's just get turned up.
Let's get turned. And I'm going to wear a cat suit.
And then were you dancing the whole night?
Yeah, shuffling.
So what is shuffling? What's shuffling? Is it
like LMFAO, like every day.
Yeah. And then would you go into the different, because each room had a different vibe, like
only all the raves in 2011 to like 2014 in Seattle were at this really grimy metal venue called the Substation in Soto, and so it's like half a metal venue, half the raves, and so it's just one big room and then a small room for the other. Like if you're the degenerate of the rave scene, which is what hardstyle is,
you do everything.
You go in the small room where it's gonna be like dark and you just listen to the bass. But
by yourself?
No. Like everyone's in the room.
Yeah, everyone. But what are they like? Just nodding their head, like
they're just vibing.
They're vibing.
But there's usually two rooms. Yeah, and then
yeah.
But I don't know. That place got shut down too because like it was like too much. I should not have been 14 going to these raves.
Whoa. You're that young going.
I know.
And you're really?
I know. But you know what? When you got trauma, you're basically 5 years older. So I was like basically 15.
Where was Mrs. Choi in the mix? It was Miss.
Shout out Lisa Choi.
Lisa Choi didn't know what was up with the rave scene.
My mom dropped me off to a rave once. You
probably lied and said you were going to the library.
No, she stopped letting me go to the raves after a couple times. But then I was like, "But mom, like, what else am I gonna do? Wander around?" And she was like, "I guess not." So.
Dang.
So I didn't get to go to a lot of raves because my mom let me. But also my mom's kind of like a punk rock mom and maybe like let me wander around a little too much.
Right.
Like I was like a latchkey kid.
Yeah. And then
stay home alone at 6 kind of vibes, like Korean. Yeah. I don't know.
But you're open to like that. Probably opened your mind to different forms of music because you're into like the electro music.
I was like pretty into electronic music for a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I would say my first favorite bands were punk. So then when it turned into electronic, it was kind of like like a contrast.
Yeah.
Like it went from being like 3 instruments to like a bunch of like layers and like aesthetics.
Yeah.
I really liked like Anamanaguchi, if you know.
Oh, I don't know.
They do like this like super cute like kind of like synthy like.
Portishead at all? Do you like?
I like Portishead. Yeah.
I had a bad trip listening to.
I don't know if I would listen to Portishead necessarily while tripping.
Oh, I saw Dead People.
Yeah, that sounds.
In my door.
That sounds scary.
Do you remember her first album, Dummy?
I'm not that big of a Portishead fan, but I will admit I probably have listened to a little bit of Portishead while tripping.
She's a witch for real.
I will
Dude, she did some witch seances to me, dude.
I will say 2 things.
Yeah.
I also do seances and a witch, but I'm a good witch.
Okay.
And I don't do psychedelics anymore because I turned 20 years old and I was like, I'm 30 years old now. I've seen all of life after high school.
But how did you know that it's not good to listen to Portishead when you're on a hallucinogenic? How did you know that?
Because you gotta be there to be there. You gotta know it. You gotta know it.
It's like so scary. But anyway, so you haven't seen Dead People? Like you haven't seen the people in the
I
walls?
mostly just get uncomfortable if someone else is uncomfortable. So I'm like, are you good? Now I gotta take care of everyone while I gotta take care of me, and that's like a lot in general. So while you're tripping, that's
what we're like, we'll get off the rave. It's just because it's like a walk down memory lane for me. But
I mean, you don't model for this company without.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of
a lot of ravers like this company. I think that's how I found out about them.
But this is kind of like, I could totally see someone rocking this.
And like Harajuku, actually, the rave scene got me into the Japanese street fashion community.
Really?
Yeah. And I always loved like anime when I was younger. Like I'd go to the conventions, but like Seattle's full of nerds.
Yeah.
Seattle and LA love raves. They love anime.
What are the rave essentials? Like, what candy is like the essential rave candy?
Well, you put all the ones you don't want to accidentally trade on one arm, because then you might accidentally just be like overly generous, and you're like, everybody take my favorite thing.
Yeah. Is it Skittles? Are Skittles in the mix?
Like the candy?
Yeah.
Sometimes my friend and I did realize the other day, we were like, oh, it's called candy because it looks like candy. And she's been raving for a long time too, and so I was like, how did we not realize that that's why it's called that?
How'd you get out of the scene?
Honestly, a lot of white people are in Seattle and raving.
Still?
Yeah, I mean, rent's gotten so bad that it's about the same price in Seattle as it is in LA. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to LA.
Yeah.
But yeah, mixture. Also, like when people were talking about ketamine, I got a little sussed out because I was like, I don't want that to. No shame on what you're doing, but like I don't necessarily wanna.
Yeah.
I realized I mostly just like smoking weed and being home with my cats.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that. And like
that's safe.
Some people enter their 20s and they realize they like taking substances, and some people get to their 20s and realize they don't need to take substances.
Oh, and I bet you now because of fentanyl,
exactly. I was just talking
to
my friend about that. Like, you only had to get worried about like a little bit of like something weird, I guess, back in the day. But now I'm like, I straight up would not trust anything. Like,
in pill form.
Test your drugs.
Yeah, because it could be in your cocaine. It could be in this.
All that stuff is not healthy for you. But with fentanyl, like, you don't.
That's scary. Yeah. So you got out of the rave scene, and then when did you start recording your own? You mentioned a four track songs with your friend, but when did you start? How did you link up with PSY?
So that's like super.
Oh, do you want to work up to that point?
Yeah,
let's work up. Yeah,
that's super. That's like super recent.
Okay, so let's work up to that point. What was the next step in your music trajectory?
So basically, I had that band with my friend Jack. It was like a reiteration of the Llama Bomb from middle school. We called it Melon Jelly, which is a Ween reference. But then when that friend moved, I was like, oh, I guess I got to do this music stuff on my own. Because I was a duo. Now I'm a solo act. And I just kind of like became super codes, I guess, because I like would always say that word. I'd be like, oh, it's super codes. And so that was my IG bio. And then I was like, this is me now, I guess. Like, you don't really pick a name sometimes, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I was like making all these songs, like I improv and I'll just record.
Well, you just make it up as you go?
Yeah. And so then I'll like come back to the recording and I'll be like, oh, like this one hits. And then like I'll go and like refine it and like put in more actual meaning into it.
Yeah. What kind of instruments and like what kinds of stuff do you utilize?
Usually guitar and ukulele. Sometimes my omnichords, sometimes like loops, like.
Did you have like samplers and stuff?
Like I'll make the sample basically.
Oh,
yeah,
right,
and then I'll
right.
like riff over it.
And
Sometimes
you're using Ableton now? Chloe mentioned Ableton.
Ableton is great. I have Reaper.
Oh, what's that?
Reaper is great if
Is it R-E-A-P?
It's just like how you spell Reaper.
Yeah, Reaper.
And
like
so
the Grim Reaper.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say people should do this because you should support it, but they have an unlimited free trial. So
okay, so is it a music program? Like,
yeah,
okay,
it's like very similar. I feel like to like
Reaper music program.
I don't know if people compared it to Ableton or the other ones, but I know it's very comparable.
So can you loop stuff on it?
Mhm.
Can you sample stuff on it?
Yeah, you can do anything you want with Reaper.
And you can change BPM.
Yeah, and like you could. They have like drum samples and like.
Oh, there's drum sounds in it.
Yeah, like it's a very cool program.
And it's free. There's a free trial.
Yeah, it's like an unlimited free trial. I would like to give my money to Reaper eventually. But
yeah.
So I had like this trash top basically that my friend like recoded from their job that got thrown out.
Yeah, Reaper.
I'm not gonna say which job it is, but it's definitely a computer company from Washington.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
And so I had like this trash top with Reaper, and so I was able to record a song with that. And that was kind of cool, like completely free.
Yeah.
That one's this one song called Happy Mind. But I had all these songs, and so I put them all into one album basically. Like I went through 3 different audio engineers originally because like I just couldn't find the right vibe.
Yeah. How do you find the right engineer?
I would just like I remember I was working at my job. Like I used to work at this burger shop for 4 years, and my coworker was like, "Oh, my cousin's recording at this one place." I ended up finding this place called Blue Cone Studios in Seattle.
Yeah.
They're super sick. They're like a collective. Like they do art, music, dance. Like this woman named Carolyn. Shout out Carolyn.
Yeah.
They just like have a collective where they had a grant to do like basically like art stuff.
Yeah.
And so they recorded for a little bit. Another person recorded, and eventually I found this one like 18-year-old kid named Wes who was just like, I'm gonna record the whole thing.
So shout out to Wes.
Shout out to Wes.
So you just organically linked up with Wes?
Yeah, just like when you're in the scene, you just know everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone that's doing something cool, and I liked the stuff that they had done for someone else, so I was like,
yeah,
cool, let's go with this. And so yeah, I finally had the album recorded, and I like was ready to release it, and I had the album release show literally the day before they closed everything in COVID. So it was like March 13th.
Yeah.
So it was like literally like that was
it
the
in
last,
Seattle?
Yeah, at the Vera Project. It was like
is that a club or something?
it's an all ages DIY venue.
Okay,
it's super cool. It's kind of like
down. How do you spell it?
VERA.
VERA
Project. Yeah.
And it's kind of like
it's all ages.
all ages, like so they have like hardcore venues and all,
They have like anything. I would say it's kind of more indie, but it's like
indie like bands.
Yeah, and like a lot of cool people go through there. I know they had Kimya Dawson there, who also lives.
Dude,
in
I
Seattle.
love Kim Dawson.
Yeah.
Yo, I reached out to her several times.
She's super cool. I tried to
yeah,
book
I
her
like
for this
her.
festival. But
Yeah, she's awesome. So shout out to Kimmy Dawson.
Kimya Dawson. I also had I have this like it's always funny like telling people, I guess, but also you got to be good at self-promotion.
Yeah.
But I have a DIY music festival actually that I threw at the Vera Project, which is like for like cutie BIPOC, like queer, trans, BIPOC. And so I was like, Seattle's super white. And so I was like, we got to like have bands that aren't all white on the stage. And so we had one the year before at Cafe Racer in Seattle. And then the second one was at the Vera Project. So it was like full circle to have like the album release at like Vera Project when I was like first getting started to like last year basically being able to like have it at the Vera Project because like that venue is like super well known in Seattle as like the all ages space.
Is it like a $5 like entry fee type deal?
For the festival?
Or just for a show? Like if you want to throw a show there.
Well, you can volunteer at the Vera Project and kids will do that for like their like school hours.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but usually the tickets aren't more than like $10.
And then can you sell like let's say you have a tape or a CD or
you can sell merch there.
So there's a merch and then
it's super cool. They do like screen printing classes there. It's like
really?
Yeah, it's like a very cool hub.
Yeah. So how are artists releasing merch now? Like are is it vinyl now or?
I had a crew neck.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm trying to do like weird merch, I guess. like I want to make merch that I would like wear. So I'm like, what if we did like I don't know, like a hair clip. Or like arm warmers. Like my friend knits really well.
So that's different. Something different.
Something embroidered. I saw my friend had something that was embroidered for their merch. And I was like, that's really nice. They had little handkerchiefs.
What about
and
patches?
Stuff. Yeah, patches.
Like customized patches.
Yeah, patches.
And then you know what I mean?
Or like, I don't know, like tattoo flash.
Oh, flash tattoos.
Yeah, why not?
I noticed yours too. Like, when did you start getting your ink
You know,
going?
it's the bok choy.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I actually have my great grandma's name, and it's Year of the Dragon, and then I'm a tiger. So, and then my first one was this Fibonacci one.
Yeah. When did you start getting your ink?
18.
What'd your mom say about that?
She actually
Being a Korean mom.
She got 5 tattoos that year for the first time when she was 50. She like was going through her second marriage.
Mrs. Choi.
Yeah,
getting with the program.
She's definitely a bike messenger still.
Dang. Well, where's her ink? Like
she got like a koi dragon here.
Dang.
And then she got like some Buddhist thing here.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think she got. Oh, we have a matching one with our cat, Vincent.
Oh, whoa.
There's Vincent.
Does it hurt to get them on your leg?
Honestly, right here on your ankle, it does. Yeah.
Would you ever get a face one or a neck?
I have my neck tattoo.
Oh, how did that hurt?
This one actually didn't hurt.
Oh, because
I would say the one that really hurt is like near your armpit.
Ow,
yeah, that one
so
is
sensitive.
like.
Yeah.
That one's a spicy one.
Yeah, I got a homie in Chinatown. So shout out to Rai too, and Dresden too. I have no two. And then if you want to get some work done, he's got his own private studio in Chinatown.
Hey, I like that tiger you have.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did this.
That's cool.
And he goes by donations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Rai and shout out to Dresden Made. Yeah. So yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah. So
I love tattoos.
Are you gonna get some more? Or?
I'm definitely gonna get some more. I want someday to be able to like, I guess maybe do some of my own. But gotta learn how to do that safely because a lot of people be doing tattoos just winging it on people, and I'm like, this is someone's body.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm trying to, but I love drawing, so I'm like, eventually the love of drawing and tattoos will fuse.
That's what's up. And so let's keep going with the music. And so you're still in Seattle doing your thing. You met the engineer guy, Wes, right? You met Wes, and then what went on after that?
I made the CDs like by hand. I remember, like I went and like cut out the things and went through Photoshop to get it, and then like I don't know, like I have a printer that prints onto the CD.
Yeah.
I should have brought a CD. I was kind of scatterbrained, but I'll get you a CD.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
It's like an art piece, honestly, at this point when you like put in.
Did you have the thermal printer where you put it in? It goes
exactly. Yeah. And so now I can print whatever I want on a
disc.
But people don't really need discs.
Yeah,
so
we
I'm
did that back in the underground hip hop scene out here. Like we were like pressing up, I worked at Amoeba at the time.
That's so cool.
And then I bought wholesale jewel cases from them because I was a CD changer.
Those things, they don't stay together, but you still choose them over the paperback.
Yeah, and then I would manufacture my own CDs and stuff.
I was really into it at the time. I was like, what if we just did this for other bands? But then after I was done making like
it's time
100 CDs, I was like, this is too much. But yeah, the album release was sick.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened basically.
So what they supported? They came out to support?
Yeah, people came out for sure. I remember we were able to like pay everyone and stuff, but it was it was kind of like, all right, like this was people's last show like before like it all got shut down, so a lot of people would tell me like, oh, like it kind of helped me to have like this album because it's like
how many songs?
There's 10 tracks.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Exactly. I really wanted to make like a full album, like concept. It's called Rainy Day Sunshine.
Yeah.
So it's like, like when you got rain, but a little bit of sun, you got the rainbow.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of balance in all things.
Yeah. And then, so what's the next, and then what was your next project?
So then Rainy Day Sunshine happened, and I would say 2021 is when things kind of like opened up again. And so I was playing a lot of shows with different like members of like the band. Basically, like I would find whoever was free to play bass, whoever would play drums. I've had like 8 or 9 drummers since 2020 because people are just so dang busy, and that's okay. I love them all. Yeah, but my goodness, I can't imagine being in like 6 bands.
Oh, there are a lot of them because they're like work for hire.
Yeah, it can't be easy for sure. So love your drummers, treat them well.
Yeah. Are you looking for a drummer right now?
If anyone wants to drum,
because I
had
my homie Dylan. So Dylan,
I got 2 right now, and one's in the north, one's in the south. So
no, I have one. He lives out here.
Hey.
Yeah.
always sometimes you gotta have multiple drummers.
And then how would you get? And then how would you like prep for a show? Would you have a practice space?
Yeah, we would like find practice spaces. Seattle was kind of hard. There's like a place where like, oh, I'm so silly. I called that one place Studio 7 is. Substation is where people record, but they also throw raves at Substation. But I was actually talking about a place called Studio 7 where people have raves.
Yeah.
But there's a place called Substation where people like record at. And I've been in like a couple of other bands, but like the main thing was the Supercoast thing. So basically I was just kind of like writing not writing, but like writing the album out versus like writing something immediately after because of the pandemic. And so like I feel like everyone kind of got like an extra year to their projects.
Yeah.
And I felt really unmotivated during the pandemic to even write anything, but then I just like wrote a ton of music around last year, and so now I have like an album that I'm trying to do, but like I'm trying to like actually like space out the singles this time because I always want to just like release the whole thing. Like one single and then we'll release the whole thing, and then it's like you can't do that in the modern world.
What's your writing process like?
Well, the improv, like I'll put my phone out and I'll just like turn that face down so I don't see it's recording.
Oh.
And then I'll like usually take guitar and I'll like do like it's like therapeutic for me.
And then do you clip like little like pieces of it?
I'll just like refine it, and like usually if the song can kind of sound like it's finished almost like from that improv, I'll have like a skeleton of like how I can go in.
Nice.
Or I'll like combine some improvs together because I'm like, wait, this one and this one kind of go. So it's like I can't tell if it's either lazy to like just improv and then like fill in the blanks, or if that's just like
no, that's not lazy. That's your process.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean I kind of.
I don't know anything about music theory.
Yeah.
But my brain, something on a cosmic level, knows.
Yeah. So do you write? Do you ever write when you're like stoned?
It's part of the process. Coffee, bong, improv. I'll feel you're like, why do I gotta pay to go to therapy?
Yeah.
Just kidding. Therapy's good. But
no, but that's therapeutic too for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Substances are interesting with music because it's like it can help, but then also like sometimes I'm like,
oh, it could definitely help. Yeah.
I'm like, is my voice surviving all the smoke? But then people are like, oh, texture. So I'm like, really, you can't lose.
Yeah.
Like I'm a suffering artist and it's gonna pay the bills, but I'm suffering beyond the aesthetic.
do you get overcritical? Like I noticed too, like when I used to smoke weed, I would like listen to one recording like thousands of times, and I would be obsessed with. I would just listen to it over and over and over.
You're like,
and over.
I was on something.
Or I would just I would nitpick it. I'd be like,
oh, no, you can't nitpick.
Yeah, I would be like,
See, that's the joy of improving.
Oh,
because if I sit down on Reaper or Ableton or whatever, I'm going to re-record the bass line like an absurd amount of times. I'm going to be like, it sounds wrong. Like that's where the nitpicking comes in, when it has to be like polished and sat down. Like I've been pushing off recording an album because I'm like, oh my God, it's going to be like real. But the joy of improv is like you can just kind of be like in the moment with it and be like, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, maybe I learned something.
Yeah, or maybe it's a good mistake.
Maybe it's cool. Yeah. And so I like think like Bob Ross, but like with music. Like it's not a mistake. Happy accident.
Yeah.
Just like me.
That's great. Do you God, my mind went blank. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay.
God, I had a question.
Are you currently on the weed?
No, I'm not. I've been sober for like 16 years.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so, no, I used to, but that's the thing. I used to smoke every day, it was a part of my artistic, process of recording and writing music. So I had to retrain myself.
So you really know where you're like.
Oh, yeah, I had to retrain myself to like, because before I needed that to create. But then once I got sober, I had to like retrain my brain to like do it sober, and then even listening to it, I'm like, oh, I don't have the patience to listen.
I would say for me with like my relationship with like that stuff is that it's not that I need it, because like there are times where like, for example, if I'm like anxious, I don't even know if I want to smoke. Like I probably just want to like play music, Do
you smoke joint like flower or dab?
I would dab if I wasn't afraid of the butane. Like, I feel like I'm going to, make it explode. Like, I'm not smart enough to use a dab.
Yeah, but what about the vaping?
I had one. It's like this lavender vape. But also, like, cobalt is kind of like an issue. So.
Do you have it on you?
Yeah, I do.
Like I'm just curious to see what they look like nowadays. Yeah.
There's this brand. They're called Turn, and they have basically they make
What if I relapse? It's like this is when Steve relapses on his body. No. I'm okay. I'm just curious. I'm just curious.
Shout out the Happy Buddy
Yeah.
lanyard.
This is like, did
This
Steve
is-
relapse
This is
during
a
that Cody episode, dude?
lavender latte. This one's for the girls and the gays and the theys.
Yeah.
I really just said that like a freaking Gen Z, but
And then what's in there? Is that just all Is that all THC?
it's just. I honestly have no idea.
Yeah.
What's going on in this?
You don't?
And I didn't really get into vapes until I came to California. Like I feel like Californians
Can I take
love.
a look at it?
They don't hit it.
I'm not. I'm
Don't-
just. Yeah. I'm just.
Like you
So-
could if you weren't.
No.
sober,
No.
but
So this is. Do you have to charge? You charge
just,
it?
Yeah, you charge it and you just hit it like a cigarette, basically.
Oh wow.
This is the future.
And
Because
so
people kept getting mad at me because I kept rolling joints like anywhere because I'm from Seattle, and I'd be
Yeah.
like, sorry.
And how much is one of the? How long will that last?
This is $22 on sale for a whole gram, and it can last you from anywhere from a week to a month.
Oh wow.
So it's pretty good.
So
It's
how
pretty-
often do you hit that? Like before you go to bed or before you record?
Sometimes, I'll be honest, like the other day I was like just holding it because it made me feel comforted. like-
Yeah, yeah.
But I wasn't even hitting it.
Okay.
Probably hit it maybe like a couple times an hour. I was just talking to my friend about how maybe I should cut back on smoking weed, but also like have a lot of trauma. And so I'm like, is weed versus like trauma
Yeah.
weed? Also, like I don't do anything else. So I'm like, I'd rather smoke weed than drink. No shame on people that drink, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I feel like one does a little bit more damage to you than
Yeah.
the other. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
No.
I mean,
you-
every substance is valid. Like, I don't even want to be addicted to Tylenol. You know,
Right.
So.
Now you have cats. You have 3 cats,
Mhm.
right? Now, have you ever been super high where you could like communicate with them? Like,
Oh, that's like on every
like
day.
telepathically,
Yeah, like I look at my cat in the eyes and I
and you
I
could,
see the universe in his eyes.
but you could have communicate like.
Yeah, my 3 different cats, they all have different personalities.
Yeah.
And I feel like we all like are on the same wavelength. They love to get high on catnip, so sometimes I'll give them catnip and
They
I'll
get
hit the
high on
bong.
that?
Yeah, they love catnip. And so they're having a vibe and
Yeah.
we'll just like watch a VHS together and like it's a nice time.
Man, I need an animal in here.
And they're all listed as my emotional support animal when I apply to places.
cat or puppy?
I mean,
It'd be
here's the
easier-
thing: puppies grow into dogs,
Yeah.
which is like having a permanent toddler. But having a cat, they go from a kitten to a cat,
And they do their
and
own
it's
thing,
like
too.
having a little tiny roommate,
Yeah.
but the size of a baby.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
we'll get to that. Yeah.
So
Just
cat.
cat. Yeah, and it's easier.
But I love puppies. But
they're easier.
I would feel like I was disappointing the puppy. But with a cat, I'm like, we're just kind of like both disappointed.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the PS1. Like, how did you link
Okay.
up? Yeah.
So
Are we? We're there now.
we're pretty much
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of lore by accident because it's been a hefty 4 years since COVID-19, which is kind of weird to think about. This is 4 years. But yeah, because it's like 2024 now. But basically, I moved to LA after like multiple years of being involved in like the rave scene in LA and like the music scene.
in Seattle.
Seattle, LA, like they're just like this with art and music and raving. Like since 2016, I've been coming out to the LA area, and
Yeah.
also I had family like in K-Town. And so I was visiting like my grandma, and then like I was just meeting people all the time from California, like a lot of people in Long Beach, a lot of people in like just downtown LA. And then like I would say like 2019, I was like becoming really involved. And then once the pandemic was like opened up, like you could start traveling. That's when I started playing shows in LA.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and so I would just reach out to people and be like, let me know if you want like me on the bill. Like I'm gonna be coming through, and I try and book as many gigs as possible.
Yeah. And
during
then
my
how do you
week
go
down.
about doing that? Like, through Instagram?
Yeah,
And, like,
Instagram. Everything in my life is ruled by Instagram.
and then were there like downtown shows like in a warehouse or something?
Yeah, like what was the first? The first show I played was actually this thing called Fever Dream Fest, which was at the Oracle Tavern.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was really cool. And I'm still like my bassist was on that show, so like I'm still friends with a lot of people from that. And it was like a cool little collective. And I found out about them because the guitarist I think that played for like Yvette Young on one tour.
Oh, she's been on here.
Oh yeah, shout out Yvette. So cool.
Yeah, dude, she's been on here.
Yeah.
Yvette Young's been on here, right? She's been here.
Her friend Damien is friends with my friend Cesar and was like, you should hit up this guy named Cesar. Shout out Cesar. Alexandre. Super cool guy.
Yeah.
And he just like started hitting me up like all the time when I would come into town being like, do we got shows? We could organize a show. And then he was like, do you have a bassist? And like someone reached out to me about my drummer Johnny reached out to me about being the drummer. And so like everything was just like falling together.
Isn't that weird though? Yvette's been here.
Like, yeah.
And then you mentioned her name.
I mean, like, I'm kind of amazed to be sitting in this chair.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's
because I feel like a lot of amazing people have probably been in this.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of artists that have been here. There's a lot, right? We've had visual.
How long have you had the podcast?
This is God, you're number 300 and
wow.
You're gonna be.
I feel like one of those like you're the 1 millionth subscriber.
You're gonna be 357.
That's amazing.
Isn't
357. That's almost a podcast for every day of the year.
That's crazy.
Wow.
357. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
so I was just coming to LA a lot. Finally moved to LA because everyone in Seattle had like left pretty much that were my friends because they wanted to be in SoCal because they're like also artists and we were like rent is crazy and I want to do art beyond just anywhere that's 4 hours away. Because Seattle's great, but then like you got to go pretty far it's like Montana, Canada. Oregon, okay. Diversity, LA, and that was nice. I was like, hey, people look like me and other people.
Oh yeah, you fit in perfect.
I was like, it looks like a movie out here.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, my friend was like, you look very LA, and I was like, do I sound it though? And they're like, no, you sound Canadian. I was like, damn, I just got dissed. My mom is from Toronto, like she moved to Toronto. So.
Then how'd you link up with PSY and Chloe?
So basically, been here. Chloe, I followed the PSY page, I think, because like they maybe a mutual, like the thing is I'm very extroverted online. So like, it's very easy to be like, what's up everyone? Like, hey, you're extroverted. I'm extroverted. I like what you're doing. And so I was just seeing like some funny clips of Chloe and we had like followed each other.
Yeah.
Like, cause I also like skating with my friends and like I have kind of like a femme skate squad with my friends. And so I was just seeing her funny like clips and I was like,
we had some femme skaters bitten on here.
Sick.
Yeah. Brianna's.
I love Brianna.
Yeah. Brianna's been here. A couple other ones too.
Yeah. She was actually like, we've been mutuals, but I was going to actually meet her because of Chloe the other day because she was going to skate, but then like it got really busy. But I was like, are we going to skate? And she was like, trade music for skating. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So shout out all these people because everyone's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of like happened like that, like Instagram. And then Chloe like reached out to me and was like, oh, like you should come hang out at this like party with me it's going to be like a birthday Christmas thing. And I was like, oh, okay. Like I'm going to literally be vending that day. So I'll be around.
This is recently?
Yeah, this was like maybe 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh, you guys sang karaoke.
We sang karaoke.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, so this is recent.
Yeah, she like wanted. She like looked at me. She's like, "We're gonna sing Last Christmas."
Yeah,
which is a great Christmas song.
And so
with
now
a little like synth.
And then now you're down with the squad.
Yeah, so then she like hit me up again to go skating because I was like, oh, like we got to go skating sometime for sure though. Cause like, yeah, that party was so silly and fun. I was like, oh, you just get a bunch of artsy people in one room together and everyone's like karaoke. I did sing Ween at that party.
Nice.
I was like top 10 autistic things I've done this year. Sing Ween at the Christmas party in front of Mac DeMarco. But I also I don't know, like everyone was just really nice, but like humble and like down to earth. So I was like, this is like the vibe, you know? And so I just kind of had like really good vibes with Chloe. And I was like, that's cool that you're trying to like kind of uplift these like other femme artists that I see around me. And I'm like, let's just like jam. So yeah, she wanted to jam and skate. And then this other girl that I became friends with there was also there. And so basically we just like made this like single. And it's like this cool like.
When's that coming out?
I'll be honest. I don't know if I can even say that. I don't.
Oh, okay. But you guys are all working on it.
Yeah. Like it's like
because she mentioned it last week.
Oh, that's so
yeah.
cute.
She mentioned it. She
no,
goes,
she's super cool. Like
yeah.
Like I liked watching her like recording style because it was like super like I said it like she's down to earth, but it's like legit. It sounds super clean. And like it was just like at Chloe's house, like we were just like vibing. It was on Chloe's birthday.
Yeah.
Like I was like, that's so sweet that you just like want to hang out with us on your birthday and like
yeah.
I don't know. And so I mean she's a Capricorn and I'm a Taurus and you guys are Virgos.
Yeah, we're two Virgos.
We're workers.
Yeah,
we're working. Like
and so
yeah, the song's kind of like a shoegaze, like
she said
girl vibe.
Yeah.
It's like it gives like if the movie 13. I don't know if you've seen that.
It's been a while.
I don't know if anyone should watch this movie as a 13-year-old, but
they get rebellious, don't they?
They're very rebellious,
okay,
but I was rebellious, so I'm like twin.
So you identify with it.
I definitely. So yeah, basically Chloe just like is making this really fun project, and I'm like I haven't released much since that album, so I'm like trying to collab with people more again because I was like it's so fun to like kind of I guess be like outside your own brain and get to like kind of like be in someone else's like I don't know creative mindset.
How do people best support your music right now?
I guess mostly through supporting the social media accounts while I'm like working on the album, and I've also like been playing a lot of shows. So it's like going to the shows is sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to make new merch. Basically, I went from being like super rainbow to now it's going to be like blue tone and gray.
Yeah.
It's like I left Seattle and I wanted to bring it with me.
Yeah.
But when I was in Seattle, I wanted to be in California.
So can you let's plug your social like
Super Co's. It's like
spell it out. S.
I almost spelled the wrong word.
Yeah.
SUPERCOZE. Coz. It's a made-up word. It's not cozy. But I am cozy, and the word Cody does mean cushion in Old English. So.
And then, well, what's the best way to like collaborate with you through Instagram?
Yeah, like DM. I check my DMs like. I check all of them. I'm trying to be better about responding to people. It's not because I don't love everyone. I'm just like I'm a social guy. Online.
Yeah.
But yeah, Instagram. I use TikTok again now. I kind of go back and forth with it. Mm-hmm. It's been more fun lately. I'm finding guitar talk on TikTok. It's been fun. Musicians are funny on TikTok.
So what are your plans for this year? You have the project.
I want to release an album, and I want to release a collab with PSY is sick.
And that's dropping soon. Look out for it.
Yeah. So the collab is going to come first, basically. And
so
I'm
that's
hoping,
just a teaser.
Yeah.
Boom.
I'm hoping that when people listen to the collab, they're able to kind of get the vibe of like what the other stuff will be. Because like Chloe kind of really hit the nail on the head with like the aesthetic I was going for.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, this PSY thing is cool because it's like, like there's a bunch of cool artists that are all collaborating. Like I'm super excited to kind of like get to be like involved with like this new community. Like I met you through that.
Yeah.
And like I just kind of figured like, like everyone out here is just trying to do the same thing, which is like create, amplify each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Do something with like all this like manic ADHD creative energy we have. Like
you called me out on my. You knew I was on some.
Takes
kind of,
one to know one.
Yeah. And I've been holding in this fart the whole time.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you.
I don't know if I'm constipated or there's something
Have
going
you
on.
used the bathroom today? Because you could go take a break.
No, because we're already, the hour is already, yeah. There's something, I think it's, no, you know what, because I ate Korean barbecue the other night, and it was.
Korean food's not necessarily the lightest food.
Yeah, it backed it backed me, yeah.
We're like, it's winter,
yeah.
I gotta eat this probiotic kimchi, like, you better.
So I think it's just all like just backed up in my system.
I would love Korean barbecue.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go sometime. Yeah,
I'm super down.
Sometime. Yeah, for sure. So Super Co's, follow that today.
Yep. Cody Choi, Super Co's.
Do you have merch or something?
I do have merch. I also have CDs. I also have art and like prints. Like I literally I'm a working artist. So if you want me, I'm here. I'm out here. You just DM me on Instagram. Just DM me and I'll tell you. I also have an OnlyFans account. Sub to that. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I might as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Follow the Superco's
Yeah,
account.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a portal. It's a portal
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah. That's what's up. And then look, and then make sure you check out that collaboration with Chloe.
Oh, actually, it's kind of funny because the song. I don't know why I keep grabbing this. So
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah.
But because this is the same one I have in my apartment when I'm.
Oh, the same one.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like
yeah,
very
yeah,
at home
yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah,
This
yeah.
basically looks like my apartment.
It does?
Maximalist Koreans.
Oh, this looks like it.
I feel like being a maximalist is kind of a Korean thing.
Is this
actually.
maximalist?
Because like if you think about the old temples and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
It is.
it's definitely maximalist.
How,
See, but
what's it? How do you
a true
define that?
maximalist wouldn't even know that though.
not-
You're like that wall's blank, so it's like minimalism.
Yeah, but I knew that the camera was going to be facing this corner.
So you
So,
gotta
yeah.
show your best stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. So basically, what was the question? Oh no.
God, what was
ADHD.
Oh yeah, your prints.
Yeah, I have art. I have prints. I literally am just like I'm just a working artist out here.
Yeah.
Literally, I have 3 black cats. If you ever want to see pictures of them on the internet, I post them.
Yeah.
I'm writing so much music, and I'm
There you
excited to
go.
share it.
Dude,
and
stay busy. You're doing the right thing.
Thank you.
Keep doing
Yeah.
your thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. And look out for anything future.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Go ahead.
Sorry. The collab with Chloe actually.
Yeah.
kinda,
That's what we were gonna talk about.
The title of the song. Did she tell you the name?
No.
It's called Sex Sells.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's really on the.
Oh
nose.
yeah.
But CELLS.
Okay. Yeah. So that's dropping very soon, and then 2024.
And it does. That's how this is how artists are paying their rent. Support artists' merch so they don't have to sell their feet.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There you go.
But I will if you want.
Get yours today. Get your prints today. Your merch. Can they get merch right now? Just through Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have some crew necks, and then I have the CDs, and I'm trying to get the stickers out pretty much like a print to go. Like I'm trying to do a print to go service. So
There you go. Get yours today. And if you have any other artists that you think would be a good fit, on the Steebee Weebee Show, just holler, and then we'll get them on there. Yeah.
for sure.
So thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. Make sure to follow her socials. You could best support this by going to patreon.com/SteebeeWeebee. Scissor Bros episodes drop every Friday. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
Hiding in the crevices, in the coral premises, in my Neverland like Peter Pan, checking messages. I feel like a kid. It's the way that you grow when you let them go on the edge of plateaus when they push you fall so low. I'm a silhouette that you'll forget, a shadow in the dark. I'm a millisecond part, a deck that shuffle with the cards. I'm a vortice to heart like a monk upon the ledge, and I'm trying to do my part